Now let's look at the obstacles. Let's look at the obstacles. So you would notice that sometimes the market would give you a bearish storyline or something like this, let's say here. But you see the market doesn't have any key level. The market just reacts out of nowhere. So like this one, let me show you something like this. So you see the time frame that we use for the plays, the middle time frame, is the same time frame that you're going to identify your what? This is the same time frame that you're going to identify your obstacles. So for example, right here, we had a bearish storyline, initiated from here, which means that daily time frame levels going to be the ones that are going to give you reactions. The market might not even reach, because basically when you're looking at SNR, the rule of thumb is the market would move from one SNR level to another SNR level. So if the market is at a weekly time frame, it's going to stop at the weekly time frame, the one that has enough potential, or the one that's going to stop the market from changing its direction is the same time frame that the storyline was established. So now we have obstacles because we know that the market is not going to move the way we always anticipate. As you can see here, this key level was not, there was no key level right here or an SNR level here that would give us some reactions. But as you can see here, the market just closed below right here, meaning that demand was fading. So we're looking for sales. But we see that here there was a presence of what? There was a presence of an obstacle right here. There was a presence of an obstacle just right here at this flow, which is the extreme. Okay, so the market didn't interpret, I didn't like look at the market previously and so forth. Um, as you can see, the market did not tap this level, but we also have this one right here, the market giving us a bullish storyline from here. So meaning that here, this is an obstacle that might even change the direction from the market, pushing to the downside at the weekly, changing to go to the upside. So the same time frame that you use to identify the plays, the same time frame that you use to identify the plays is the same time frame that's going to give you the obstacles. So if you are going to be looking at something like this right here, something like this, basically looking for buy reactions. So right here we're looking for buys. So the levels that are going to give us the reaction, or the levels that have potential to stop the market, is this one right here, this one right here. And you can also use these levels to take what? To take your hedging trades. But basically from my side, I don't want to take hedging trades with this strategy. And as I'm learning this, guys, and as I'm teaching you this, from my side, as I told you before, I'm trying to move away from spending a lot of time in the market. I just want the lowest frequency as possible. I don't want, I'm not chasing anymore. Like from my side, my mindset right now, simply my mindset, I'm not chasing the 1:10 trades. I'm not chasing the Instagram worthy trades. I'm not chasing them anymore. My state of mind is not focused on that. So I'm mostly focusing on like good trades, 1:4. Basically, my lowest risk to ratio is 1:4. So if I get a 1:4, even if it's from the daily time frame, I don't freaking care. I take the trade, I wait. The trade is TP. If you're going to be using the lower time frames, the 5 minutes time frame, the 1 minute time frames, use them. But from my side, I'm basically down with them, because from my side, trading is not boring. Trading is not boring. Have you ever got to a point where you have to motivate yourself just to do something regarding trading? So just think of it. If I'm in that state of mind, I know I might even go back to what to trading the 1 minute time frame and so forth. But my state of mind right now, I'm just a little bit tired. So I've been looking at the market for the longest time. I've been looking at the market for the longest time. And now even like having like boredom. Sometimes my eyes are fucked up just because of the time that I always spend looking at the market. So in the past now it's now 6 to 7 years I've been in the market. I'm now tired. Now tired. I've invested everything, like 90% of my time. And I'm talking about 90% of my time. I'm talking about like I've spent some time like looking at the market for 12 hours previously, my first 2 years or something like that, especially on my third year and second year. Yeah, I used to spend a lot of time looking at the market, trying to understand what is going on and so forth. But now I'm a little bit bored. I'm a little bit tired. I just wanna catch like my risk reward ratio, my peeps. Then after that, I'm done for the day. So if I can get like the main focus that I have right now, just understand my focus. And I'm saying this because just think about it. From my side, basically I can, and now I'm even ready to even like get like 2 trades. 1:4, what 3 trades, 1:4 a week, or 2 trades, 1:4 a week. I'm okay. I'm done for the week. I'm fine. I'm happy. And this thing helps me to be at a point where I have like time that I'm going to spend looking at other things. So I'm sorry that I'm diverting from the topic, but basically the mindset is very simple. Just try to spend as less time as possible in the market and try to better your other areas of life, because I've realized that I've lost a lot, not not financially so or something like that, but I've lost a lot because at the time that I've spent in the market, I could have spent that time looking at other things, looking at other business ventures, spending time with my family, spending time with my partner. So if I did that, I know that I would have been in this current situation that I'm in right now, could have been a better person than who I am right now. So from my side, I feel like in other areas of life, I've been lacking. I've been spending most of my time in the work and company area of life. So if you understand the areas of life, you'd understand that there are at least around about 7 areas of life, like areas of life that you should focus on. You see, like health and other things. But I've realized that I've actually neglected everything, just focused on trading, and I've lost a lot. I've gained a lot, but I've lost a lot in the same point. But I know that the time that I'm going to be spending this year, um, I'm recording this video just right now, as I'm going to be sending it today on Monday, 1st of January 2024. Just know the mindset of Stray is just to spend as less time as possible in the market. Stray doesn't care if it gets a 1:4 trade once a week or twice a week or thrice a week is okay. It doesn't care. You just want to spend as less time as possible with the market. I don't fancy. I'm not hyped about the. I've seen the hype. I've seen the hype of 1 minute trades. I know, I understand it. As you can see, I've been shifting a little bit. Those were with me like 6 months ago. You understand that I've been looking at the 1 minute time frame. It was fun. I made money from that. I lost money from that. But my mindset is just very simple. Focus on the time to improve and become a better person. Because I just want to be at a point where when all is said and done, I'm not a better person, because money doesn't buy happiness. I've seen that. I've understood that. So money doesn't buy happiness. Try to be at a point where just try to be satisfied. If you get a 1:4 trade, if you have like 100K account, bro, 1:4 trade. If you just calculate it very well, just risking like 0.5 is just like something like 0.25. It's just something like 1%. 1%. And if you have a big account, like 100K account, 1% of that account, multiply it a couple of times to 4%. Think of it. Getting like 4% a month. I know this industry that we have been in right now, and the social media is telling us that you're only profitable when you're making like 10% or something like that. But just have a vision of understanding that you would get to a 400K account. Do you want to be at a point where you're going to be taking like a lot of losses? Then after that, you get like a 1:10 trade and so forth. Post it on your Instagram, share it to your friend, be proud of it. But at the end of the day, you know and you understand that I could have just risked 0.25% or 0. Even like if you're going to be using like higher time frames and chasing like a low risk reward ratio like our 1:4, not 1:27. Sometimes you get like a 1:8. Honestly, you would get a 1:8, 1:10. I've backtested it the longest time. I've been backtesting this for the longest time. You get those trades, but do not chase them. Do not chase them. Basically, my mindset right now, I'm just looking at what the time frame that I'm going to be focusing on is the daily and the 4 hour. Daily and the 4 hour. So daily time frame is going to be my lowest time frame. Then the 4 hour time frame, I mean, is going to be my lowest time frame, and the daily time frame is going to be my higher time frame. So I might even use the 1 hour time frame, but just know that my focus is not there. My focus is not there. I just want to check the market once or four or a couple of times a day. Not even, I don't want to spend want to spend 4 hours. I don't want to spend 4 hours in the market consistently looking at the market. I don't want to do that anymore. Just want to spend less time as possible. So think about it. Think about it. Don't think about the situation that you're in right now. Think about who you want to be. So if you know and you understand that I want to be trading like $1 million account with $1 million account, bro, with that 4%, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. So your mindset should not focus on what you currently, the situation that you're in right now. Focus on who you want to be. So the person that I want to be the type of trader who's going to catch like 4%. I'm okay. 4% a month for trades. That's okay. Or if I'm going to be increasing my risk, that's going to be like 8%. If I'm going to be using like 0.5, if I'm going to be using 1%, bro, that's a lot. That's a lot. More than 16%. And think of it. If I'm going to be spending as less time as possible just to make 16% a month, that's a lot. But that's not my mindset. Your mindset should not ever be at the state of mind that you want to pass a challenge in 2 weeks, you want to pass a challenge in 1 week, you want to pass a challenge at 3 weeks. Just focus on the process. So I know that I'm diverting a lot from the topic that I've been teaching, but now I just joined the Rewired. So yeah, I know I'm focusing more on my mindset more than trading. I'm focusing more on how I feel and my state of mind. So basically, that's what I'm trying to also teach you. Because sometimes you might think that the strategy is the problem, but you end up finding out that your mindset and who you are is the problem. So you might even change strategies. Change strategies. You might even change strategies for the long. It's good learning. Learning is good. Learning is good. So learning is good, but the problem is you are learning the wrong thing. You're learning the wrong thing. As they always say, 90% of the traders lose in the market. And think of yourself, how many channels and on YouTube, on Telegram or something like that talk about psychology? And you would think about it. 90% of the traders lose in the market. And think about the 90% of the content or the material that is being provided on Instagram, any platform regarding trading, they're always talking about strategies. So you would see that the worst thing that you can be looking at right now is just focusing on the strategy and so forth. Focus more on your mindset. So I'm just going to do a couple of videos talking about the psychology and the state of mind that you can actually use. But most definitely, try to join Rewired, or try to join this other guy, Pet Baldini. It's called what, the Tofik program and so forth. It was one of the guys that I also like looked at, but I feel like more connected to Mark from Falcon FX, because the mindset and the state of mind is just very different. I'm not following the mindset right now. I'm not following anyone. My Instagram, in any platform, even on YouTube or something like that. I don't follow anyone who talks about a strategy. I've been looking at the market for the longest time. I don't care if I'm going to be doing that. Just know that it's going to take me time. Just know that in this process, in this time for me right now, getting to this SNR, just know that I tried looking at Wyckoff. I tried looking at the Falcon strategy, the patterns, trying to improve as a person. Because the most important thing is to be at a point where you improve as a trader. It is be at a point where you try to improve as a trader. But now the difference between the person who strategy hops, like who's in a cycle of doom, always learning, getting the hype. After getting the hype, it's just something like this. You learn something new, you get the hype, you start back testing it a couple of times. Oh, the strategy is very, very good. It's very good. Then after that, you take a couple of losses in your strategy, you be like, what's going on? Then after that, you do what? You're now in a drawdown or something like that. If you're trading a real account and now in a drawdown, even your back test or in your demo account, you're now in a drawdown. Then be like, okay, now let me just switch to another strategy. You get the hype again, you get the hype again, you get the what, you get the hype, you start learning it, you'll be like, okay, the strategy is good. Then you back test it, you see that okay, the result a bit fucked up, but they're a little bit good. You get to the real market, you see that this strategy is fucked up, then you switch to another a strategy. But now the difference between this type of trader right here and the type of trader is going to say that, okay, I found my strategy, I've back tested it, I've seen that it has what, the low win rate. That's when you see that, okay, maybe there are some things that are not good with the strategy, maybe there's something that I'm missing out. You back test, then you get to a point, okay, now I'm starting to be consistent. Now I'm starting to be consistent. You're consistent. Then you realize now the strategy doesn't have like a good win rate. You're like, okay, let me just try to find something out. You back test to realize, okay, I was not doing anything wrong, but now I'm now getting like more losses in the market. More losses in the market. Remember, if you started like this trading a long time ago, the way like Phantom was teaching like the breakout structures and so forth, they were hyped. They were very good, but now they're denatured. You'll see that they're not working very well. So this type of trader is going to do what? It's going to learn something. After learning something, it's going to try to understand that this is going to be the same process right here. It doesn't go down, no. So it's going to learn this strategy. And after learning the strategy, try to combine with the knowledge that he has. Or if he fails to do that, then try to what? Try to find another content, but just know that he's being persistent. The strategy that he's been using right here, the same strategy he's still using right here. That's why he's not in losses. So after this, then he's going to do what? Okay, I found a good strategy. He implements it. Then he becomes a better trader, combines with what he had, he adds to his arsenal. Then he continues to doing like that. So as you can see, this type of trader is always improving. So this type of trader is always improving. So it's just going to be something like this. This one is always going to be at this point. It's going to be it's always going to be at this point, something like this. Every time. You don't improve, you don't do anything, you've never withdrawn from the market, you're always frustrated with the market, something like this. Then this type of trader is going to do something like this, learns the strategy and continues to learn, reaches that point that the strategy is denatured. That's why you have something like this downside right here. Then he learns something. So it's stuck. He can even be stuck right here. He can even be stuck right here. But now he learns the strategy, is okay with it, then continues. So you see that this trader is always trying to improve to become the better version of himself, financially so, mindset, and strategically so. So try to be that type of person who's not strategy hopping. So if you are going to be trading a different strategy this week, next week, and so forth, it's going to be wrong. It's going to be very wrong. But if you're at a point where you see that, okay, I've traded this strategy for almost a year or 6 months, it's not working. Or you can see that the result that I had 2 years ago, they're not the same with the strategy. So I can even change it. So that's the mindset. That's the mindset that you should keep. Try to be at a point where you try to improve, but now don't just say just because you learn a strategy in 1 month, you backtest a strategy in 1 month, the third month you leave the strategy, it's not working for you. Take your time, bro. Take your time. It doesn't take like you can it's easy to understand the strategy. It's easy to understand the strategy, but the mindset is going to be very, very tricky. And as I tell you, as I'm combining this algo trading and this SNR, I can definitely tell you that I do not know everything. There are trades that I'm going to be missing. I've backtested it, I have markups, but I know that there are trades that I'm going to miss out. There are some, until you get the strategy, until you can actually tell us everything about the strategy until you can teach the strategy. Just know that you don't understand it. And as I'm teaching you right now, you show that I do understand the strategy, but I know that I'm definitely sure that there are some losses that I'm going to take, not because the strategy is not working and not because my mindset is not right, but it's just because there are some of the things or some of the materials or some of the behaviors that are being created in the market that I do not understand with the strategy as I'm combining it. So it's going to take you time. Experience is the most important thing when it comes to this type of trading. Experience in any type of trading, actually, the experience is everything. If you can put a pattern right here, if you can put a moving average right here, you identify the top and the most successful moving average trader, and you see that the confluences that he taught you or the confluences that you have seen him using, they aligned, they were good, but you'd ask yourself, you find out that this trader or this a moving average trader did not take that trade, and you'd ask him, and you'd understand that there are some factors that include experience only, factors that can only be bought by experience. So I know that I've been talking for the longest time, so I'm just trying to tell you that you just need experience. Backtest, if you backtest a strategy in 1 month, you learn a strategy in 1 month, backtest a strategy in the second month. Just know that your win rate is not always going to be the same as the person who has been looking at the strategy for 5 years or something like that, who has been looking for this, who has been looking at the strategy for the longest time. So just understand that. I just wanted to clear that out. I even forgot what I was talking about. But I guess what I'm trying to say, the point I'm trying to drive home is take your time, because I've realized it's very simple to be at a point where you lose everything. It's simple to lose everything. You just want the fast life, and I understand there are a lot of people that want the fast life. They want to learn a strategy this week, then next month or next of next month, they want to pass the challenge. But think of the time that you've been doing it. If you had spent your time in one strategy for 3 months, 3 months back testing and try to understand it, another 3 months and so forth, for testing it and so forth, another 6 months getting funding and so forth, you would realize that you become a better person. But if you're going to be looking at one strategy this month, this quarter, next quarter, you are looking at another strategy, and the third quarter, the fourth quarter, you're looking at another strategy, you're going to be fucked up, definite show. But if you just try to trust me. If you're going to be doing this, if you're actually going to do this, just try to listen to me very well. Give yourself 3 months. If you're working, very good. If you're working, it's very good. So you can just try to balance it. Spend like 4 hours or 3 hours a day, back test, journal, and like focus on the psychology. Do that every day for the next like 30 months. Try to learn the strategy, try to understand the flaws of the strategy. Then another 3 months, try to forward test with a couple of dollars. Don't go to a demo account. So if you don't have money, go to a demo account. But if you do have like a little bit of cash, I would just prefer you fund a small account, even like $50, $100. Try to work your way up to the upside. Then after that, you can even buy a funded account. Then after 3 months or so just give yourself 6 months. 6 months. If I had someone who told me that you can be profitable in 6 months or a year, uh, and told me what I was supposed to do, I was going to respect that person. I was going to actually follow what that person said. But now you can see that the time that I've spent in the market, I spent like almost first 3 years of my trading without even making any withdrawal. Spent some time to making withdrawals, losing accounts and so forth. I've been in every type of scenario that you can even think of. I've even lost like funding. I lost funding last year. I even lost like some of my funding right now. I definitely know that it wasn't the strategy, it was just my mindset, the framework of my mind that I was in right now. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not even ashamed of it that I lost my funding. But now the mindset that you should be keeping is, how do I improve as a person and how do I improve as a trader? So I know that this video is going to be very long. It's going to be very long. I know, and some people will not even watch it. definitely show. Some people will not even watch it. But what I was trying to say, so what I was talking about, the obstacles. So as I was talking about the obstacles, let's say you can see that here you're looking for buy opportunities, just like right here. Wait a moment. So you're looking for buys just right here. You can use these daily levels. So if you're going to be taking some buy, let's say you got some buy opportunities, just like I just want a huge pullback. Let's say okay, the storyline was established right here at the weekly time frame. If we are going to be taking maybe some buys right here, maybe at this point right here, it's good to even partial out right here, because you know that the market might even react from that point or react from this point. So you're going to be looking for the fresh zones. So you're going to be looking for the fresh zones for some reactions. So let's say the storyline is clearly what is clearly bullish right here. The storyline is clearly bullish. You know that you will see some reactions right here, or right here, or right here, or right here. Bullish right there. Then you go to your weekly time frame. So as you can see, these weekly time frame levels, you're going to use them to get what? To actually partial out, or to be aware that the market, there's a possibility that the market is going to actually give you some reactions. So also if it's on the weekly time frame, I guess like it's good to even like take some counter trades right here to the downside, then reach another level. You look for your buys like this. You look for your buys going to the upside, because you know and you understand that in your higher time frame, the storyline is bullish. The storyline is bullish. So you're going to be using the obstacles to identify what? To identify the reactions. To identify the reactions or points where you're going to be pushing out. So I guess like we're done with this one. So we're going to be looking at the trend lines next.